Welcome back to the Ericsson Skybox at CES 2017. We're finally getting the guest here to talk about virtual reality, one of the absolute hottest topics here at the show. Jason Walazek, you're based in the Boston area for Ericsson. What is the demo that people are just queuing up to experience?
Well, we're unveiling today the first of its kind, which is a way to really experience virtual reality with touch sensation. Okay, so it's a way to immerse yourself into your virtual environment, where the 3D objects inside the virtual space become interactive when you put the sensor on your finger. Now, we have collaborated with a company out of Waltham, Massachusetts called Tactile, and the reason we did that is because they are the best at what they do. And what they do is they make these little sensors, which kind of look like an oxygen monitor that you would put on your finger when you go to the doctor.
Oh, sure.
And it applies pressure at certain points in the video or when you try to touch certain things. And the amount of pressure it applies is directly related to how the object feels. Now, all these objects are modeled using their software. They have a SDK, which you can license, which allows you to insert haptic technology into coded objects.
Right. So this is the Internet of Touch. This is how far we're getting into expanding all of our senses thanks to information communications technology. If we could look at the photographs, I tried this demo, so I put on the virtual reality goggles, I put on the
Sensor.
and pushed a few buttons so that I could watch a video. There was the statue, the mini Easter Island statue,
Yep.
which you can pick up and throw, and it lands on the floor. It doesn't break. I mean, this is a toddler's parent's dream. Just like leave the toddler in virtual reality and nothing will ever break.
Well, I agree with
One
that.
possible application.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. And it has opened up a really great application for educational videos.
Right.
I have a 13-year-old daughter, and she's never been to Easter Island and doesn't know what a moai looks or feels like. And using this technology, she can reach right into the video that she's watching, pull it out, examine it, touch it, see how it feels. And with this the precision sensor technology, you really get a feel for hard things feel hard, soft things feel soft, and you can actually feel the fine granularity of the rigidity of an object.
Right.
So as you're running your finger up and down that moai structure from Easter Island, you can see your fingers kind of does this as it follows the contours.
Right.
And we also have this little teddy bear that you can touch as well.
Yeah.
Which, as the users are pushing on it, you can really feel soft versus the hard eyes as you move your finger over the eyes of the teddy bear. That level of precision and fine granularity is really what drove us to collaborate with Tactile in the first place.
And that press release, actually, which we can read more about, went out on Thursday here at CES. And if you have questions for Jason, please ask them, because he's here now to tell us about it. I think we as adults have this incredible, like, oh my God, isn't that amazing feeling? Did your daughter try it?
Yeah, I was Dad of the Year for a little while we were building this demo.
So she was also amazed, or was she like, of course it should be this way?
I was a little concerned with it being just humdrum with all the great technology that's out there, but she really was wowed.
Right.
As are many people that are sitting here at CES trying this device on.
Right.
They really get a feel for something that they've never imagined could be possible.
Right.
Now, I know there's other devices in the market, the HTC Vive, where your hands vibrate when you go towards something. But this is really the first time you can actually put your finger in front of your face and actually use pinching motions to grab objects, pick them up, drop them, feel the sensor actuating on your hand when you roll your finger over different textures. And it was that technology that drove us to collaborating for other reasons. Of course,
Right.
Ericsson does other products, right?
Right.
We have a suite of video, TV and media products.
Right.
Right, our Media First platform.
Right.
Which is, I kind of wanted to insert this into our Media First story.
Okay.
And the way I do that is, when we author content for haptic periods in time to be interacted with, using their SDK, we now make something that was just a virtual, I want to say, a virtual experience, 4-dimensional. We're adding
Okay.
another sense. It's no longer virtual reality. It's really virtual video without another sense, right? So we're
So
actually bringing
there could
reality
be this
to it.
whole new ecosystem for a layer of something touchable
Exactly.
into all of the entertainment that we're going to experience.
And if you think about content, content has several tracks. There's a video track, an audio track, sometimes a subtitle track. What we're doing is adding a haptic track.
Okay.
And what a haptic track actually is just a corresponding period of time as to which the video can become interactive.
Okay, we've got a nice question here from Meredith. Do you see this technology entering other areas of the market besides entertainment and gaming?
Yes. So
I guess education, like you said,
the
your daughter
educational
going
videos,
to Easter Island.
training videos. Perhaps you're gathering your employees around to train them on something. Maybe it's quite expensive, and you can't afford to put one in the hands of all 600 of your employees.
Right.
But perhaps you can allow them to virtually operate it and manipulate it, or perhaps operate something that's remotely, far from you, and
Right.
you can't afford to fly 600 people to where this one thing might be.
Right.
There's
Retail, of
medical,
course, is another.
online shopping.
Right.
Imagine reaching in and feeling that dress texture before you buy it.
Right. If it's cashmere, go.
Sometimes you want to flip something around and feel how you can feel its weight. You
Right.
can feel its textures. Just the
Okay.
natural movements of life.
Right. And what about the business then? So, where is the money to be made?
So in that haptic track I talked about, I'm envisioning that studios are going to want to author content with haptic tracks. Now, after they do that, there's a number of steps along the way between when a movie gets produced and when a user consumes it, when someone actually views it on their couch. It goes through so many stages, and of course, Ericsson has an end-to-end solution to help with that.
Okay.
But there's content authoring, there's publishing, there's broadcasting, there's content acquisition from the satellite, encoding, transcoding to different devices, and at any one of those points, something very valuable can be lost out of that content, which the studio no longer has control over. Now, studios really want to ensure that everything they craft in a movie gets preserved at each step of the way. And that's where, if you incorporate different vendors for doing different tasks, maybe one vendor for encoding, another for transcoding, another for upload, some of this information can get lost along the way, but Ericsson will preserve that track. So we're collaborating with Tacti as a forward thinker in this technology, just to ensure that we're doing everything we can to make sure that studios are very happy with our delivery products, that we maintain all the value that they're adding to their content.
So much of the virtual world has real world potential. In fact, Ericsson was part of this announcement for the ecosystem of virtual reality, different business models, different applications. So what do you see, let's say we're here next year at CES 2018, what do you think the tactile internet is going to give us?
Yeah, so in creating the demo, of course we were laser focused on getting to CES and making sure that it was going the right way. But as we're talking to other people here at CES and listening to the users, we know we have the best two tools in the industry, our ears, right?
Right.
So listening to our customers and people who are using this, I'm now starting to take this in different directions. I'm looking across. We have a NASCAR race car in our booth.
Yeah.
And at one
We're
point
going
in
to talk
time,
to them next from the Skybox.
at one point in time, I envisioned a user being able to sit in a virtual racing arena, because
Right.
obviously racetracks can only sell 75,000 seats or so, but maybe they could sell another couple 100,000 virtual tickets.
Right.
So I could watch a race at my favorite racetrack, Talladega, and
Right.
sit
You can
wherever
actually
I...
feel the whole.
Now I'll put on maybe a haptic vest.
Right.
And now imagine these cars are zooming past me, and when they do, right at the right time, I feel that vibration.
Right.
And I can then select the different camera angles or seat positions, possibly even sit in the race car of my favorite driver right next to him.
Right. Okay, Jason, you're a visionary guy. One last question. Will we ever be free of wires?
Of course. So Ericsson, as you know, pioneer of Bluetooth technology, we would love to sever these wires. And that's what our 5G story is all about, right? So we're going to need that extra bandwidth, that extra reclaimed bandwidth, to make sure that after we sever these wires, the virtual computing is no longer being done on a PC
Right.
through a wire, but now it could be done in the cloud.
Yeah.
And you need an awful lot of bandwidth and data and low latency to accomplish that. because virtual reality really requires low latency. As you move your head left and right, you could imagine how nauseous you would be if you moved your head and then the video went.
No motion sickness.
Right?
Thank you very much.
So the lower the latency, the more realistic the experience.
Okay. Well, you knew we'd get there to 5G and cloud, and we did. So thank you for this explanation of the virtual reality tactile internet demonstration. Jason from Ericsson, thank you for being here. I'm Dodie, also from Ericsson, and we will see you next time from the Ericsson Skybox at CES 2017.